Badgers win. Let's talk about it. Austin Rapp has entered the chat. Let's go.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, Badger fans? Badger victory, beating Ohio State in Madison. Locked up meetup. The curse is over. Running with Jason says the Locked On curse is over. There is a God. We have finally won a game when we've had a Locked On meetup. We got to talk about it. What went right? What went wrong? Austin Rapp. Badgers win. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Last call for football on FanDuel. If you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Rajiv. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, baby. Let's go.
Man, we've had so many rough meetups up here where we're so down after the game. And let me tell you something, absolutely incredible hanging out with so many people last night at Pooley's on the east side. Thank you so much to Nick and Honcho for kind of being the spearheads of that and setting up that whole thing, and everybody that was out there and everybody went to the game with today. And we actually get to celebrate. And as soon as we're done with the show, we're going to Wando's. They're there right now. And hell yeah, we're going to go celebrate because we finally got a victory in Madison. Let's go.
Dude, so exciting. And gotta start absolutely with the meetup. Again, Rajiv hit on it. All the incredible people we got to see from yesterday to today. And I'm not going to try names because I'm going to end up forgetting somebody. But it's just so phenomenal to come and hang out with people in the community, to get together, to talk Badgers. We had 10 tickets today, and we walked in together to the Cole Center. We walked in together. We sat together. It was awesome. Dude, it was so awesome being a part of this community. And thank you for every single person who came out. Thank you for everybody who's in this community. Cannot be more thankful. Rajiv mentioned it. Honcho, Nick, and Tracy did a lot of the logistical planning. So grateful for them. But for everyone else that showed up too, for everyone else that just stopped for a second and said, hey, we appreciate the show. Well, there would be no show without the people watching it. So that, we appreciate you. And let's go. All right, let's talk about the win. Big picture. I want to start with Austin Rapp. That's where I'm going to start big picture. 19 points in the first half. Didn't score in the second. Still at 19 in the first half. Listen, sorry, my voice is a little iffy for reasons you probably understand. This is what they envisioned when I say the Badger staff, Greg Gard. This is the type of player they expected him to be. And that doesn't mean 5 threes every game, but the guy that would come down, quick release, difficult to guard, the guy that would space the floor, the guy that would just make it really difficult to help anywhere else because he was going to be that floor spacer. He gave you that today, 5 of 7 from 3, but also 7 of 10 overall. A couple nice plays at the rim, and he was serviceable on defense. Great game, Austin Rapp.
I mean, we've been waiting for this Austin Rapp forever, and it's just good to see it. And good for him, man, because he gets a lot of crap for the fact that, he hasn't really been the guy that we expected. And we're included in that. I'm certainly included in that. So the fact that he came out here, delivered a great performance, and just put the team on his back in the first half. His back was hurting because he was carrying the team. 19 first half points, incredible. But we'll get into specific players soon. But I just think overall big picture, we needed this because 3-game home stretch where the first 2 games we didn't play well and we split 1 win, 1 loss. And honestly, we easily could have lost the Minnesota game. We easily could have won the USC game. Getting this victory was really important. Again, I've talked about it a lot. February schedule is not going to be easy. We've got Indiana, we've got Illinois, got Michigan State, a lot of teams coming up. And it's really good to get this home win, give our guys a little more confidence. And after that Minnesota game, even at the start of this game, we were like, ooh, we were looking a little rough. 2 points at the first under 16 timeout. Or are we going to have a repeat of Minnesota? No, because somebody stepped up, because Rapp did his job. So, yeah, really good team win. Some really good, nice things we'll get into, but just great to see everybody. And hell yeah, let's go get the W.
Let's do some game balls here. So Austin Rapp for sure. Who gets your second game ball? We'll give out 3 of them today.
Yeah, so Nolan Winter for sure. I think Nolan Winter, look, he went 0 of 5 from 3, and that's the thing that you're gonna look at and say, he just kept missing all the shots. He had another double-double, right? He had 11 rebounds, he had 3 assists and 2 blocks, and he missed 5 threes, but they were all good shots, right? I was sitting next to Ryan and Honcho. They were good shots, and he just wasn't. They weren't falling. I want him to take those shots every time. But Nolan Winter just does what he needs to do. And yes, he's never going to be the flashiest player that we all want. And And I was young because I wanted to grab on a couple rebounds at times. But ultimately, man, like the dude is just an automatic double-double. And he's making that block shots and assists and everything that he does on the court. His effort defensively has really been increasing a lot. Like I see and seeing him in person today, like he was in some really good spots and did some really good things. Very, very happy for Nolan Winter and the performance that he had. And he still was 0-5. If he did make 2 of them, we'd be talking about him as player of the game.
Yeah, that's really well said. I love Winter. I'll tell you this too, even on the missed shots, he's dragging bigs out of the paint. Like his job is spacing. Obviously, his job is also to make shots. But when he's taking contested threes out on the perimeter, who's contesting those shots? It's big men. That opens up offensive rebounds. It opens up driving lanes. Big men are uncomfortable out there. So Winter's a great game ball. I'm going Blackwell for my other game ball. 22 points. But early on, like he was a guy that was really playing aggressive, getting downhill. He drew several fouls on Ohio State's team. He was able to help get them in foul trouble, at least get Wisconsin to the bonus. Also picked up 4 assists. So 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 8 of 13 from the field, played 36 minutes. I think Blackwell had a pretty consistently tremendous game. Really showed up physically too. Ohio State tries to bang you around a little bit. They got some physical players, offensively and defensively. Blackwell was at least up to the challenge, I thought, to match their physicality.
And, sometimes like early in the game, Blackwell looked like he was getting out physical a little bit. There were times where, he wasn't really doing it, but he decided to take ownership and he was like, no, I'm a physical guy too. Like you said, I'm going to get down in the lane. I'm going to force my way in there and get buckets. And we've been calling for him to just force his way into the lane and lift, like just do that. You have the ability to get that done and you got to do it. I'm also going to give not necessarily a game ball, but an honorable mention game ball to Braden Carrington. Again, it's not the greatest talent, but he had 4 assists tonight. 7 points, made two threes. But again, with him in person, the hustle plays for Carrington, like his effort is through the roof. I mean, he saved us on a fantastic block, like late in the game when it was still, it was pretty in not in question, but still like I continue to be impressed with Braden Carrington. I think he should have been in the starting lineup tonight. I'm sure we'll get into that, but I think that like you can't underestimate what he does. And if he's not on this team, we don't have as many wins as we do. And we talk about him a good amount, but tonight, while only at 7 points, really, so those are incredible 7 points, ton of effort. He definitely gets honorable mention from me.
Played 29 minutes tonight too.
Yeah.
I mean, so those are starter minutes, which is why I don't care if he starts or comes off the bench if he plays 29, 25, 24. He's not going to get that many minutes when Rhodey is playing. It's fair to point out Rhodey being out inflated his minutes, but I don't care. As long as he's getting the amount of minutes I think he should get, I kind of like him coming off the bench to a certain degree. I will say this too, to your point on Carrington, there was that block, but also, a play where he's flying out of bounds to try to save a ball. He lines out on his back. There's another play on the other side where he's the only, literally on this possession, he was the only guy defensive rebounding. Everybody else was standing and watching, and he's down there fighting for it. He's the ultimate effort guy. I kind of feel like he's who they thought Janicki would be this year to some degree, just flying all over the court. I think he's your best on-ball defender too. I think BC's your best on-ball defender. I really do. He's
someone I can trust. Like I feel like when like if the other team needs a basket, and if BC is on him, I'm like, all right, I trust that he's not going to give up a straight line drive, make a stupid foul. Like there are multiple times I'm like, he moved his feet. He played really good defense. He didn't foul in situations. Like he does the right thing because he's a very heady player, which we've been saying all year. Like he's a smart guy. He understands the game, and you can just tell that like he just gets the game and he understands the little aspects of it. So yeah, just another good performance, and I look forward to more from him. Like he's going to just keep growing as the year goes on.
Yeah, tremendous pickup for guard. I mean, that's a tremendous portal pickup for Braden Carrington. I'll give you one other thing. This is more of a team thing. They took care of the ball incredibly well today. I think it's 4 or 5 turnovers. I have the stats up over here.
16 assists, 5 turnovers. 16.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to take care of the ball, right? Ohio State is a team that will get out in transition off turnovers. They weren't able to do that today. And that's everybody from Blackwell to Boyd, Winter, really good job taking care of the basketball. And they won the turnover battle. They won the points off turnover battle by 10. That's the game. If you win the points off turnovers by 10, 15 points, that's the ball game right there. So tremendous job there. Anything else you want to highlight that really went well, or a player? And then we'll get into a few of the things that maybe we didn't love.
Yeah, just an underrated stat, which is not always the sexiest thing, but 19 of 21 from the line. This game wasn't close at the end because of that. Like, we made our free throws in really key situations where at times we miss the front end of 1-and-1s, and it can really take the end of the game and kind of put it in a little bit of an issue. But we didn't have that, so it's an underrated stat. 19-21, great free throw shooting.
Coming up to the break, we're going to take a quick second. I'm going to tell you something that this team has got to be better at. We're going to get into a few things that maybe didn't go great today. It's coming up next. Locked On Badgers. First, a quick second for our friends of the show. Quick second to say thank you for tuning in to Locked On Badgers. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. It's been a long season. It's been a great season, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end. Football is coming to an end, and it's the last call with football over at FanDuel for the Super Bowl coming up. It may not be the Super Bowl Rajiv and I wanted, but we're still probably we're definitely going to tune in. I'm going to bet on it with FanDuel because FanDuel is my number one sports book. You have one last chance to get into the action before the season officially comes to a close. Super Bowl 60. FanDuel's making sure you're right there in the middle of it with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite, riding the underdog, or anything in between, including building that last same game parlay, this is the game everybody's been waiting for. It's where predictions turn into plays and stars turn into storylines. If you're a new customer, this is fantastic. Bet $5 and a $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count because after the Super Bowl, the season is over. So sad. Last call for football on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, Rajiv, let's come into a few things that we maybe didn't love with this game. I'll start here. Offensive rebounding for Ohio State, defensive rebounding for the Badgers has got to get better. There's too many possessions, and some of this is personnel, like some of this is roster construction. This team doesn't have a traditional five. We talked about it. They can be a little undersized, but some of this is effort. A lot of rebounding is effort, and there were too many possessions where the weak side guy, whether that be Bialuskas, whether it be Rapp, they're just watching too often. And Ohio State is getting inside, continuing, especially in that first half. It felt like every time Ohio State missed, even when they didn't get the rebound, it was tipped up or it was contested. They got to clean up the defensive glass, man. They got to clean up the defense, especially with the slate coming up. The teams coming up in February are going to destroy you on the glass if you don't clean that up.
14 offensive rebounds for Ohio State. 14. That's just way too many. Yeah, you're totally right about that. I just feel like, and it's not only just putting yourself in the right position, but it's also just securing the ball. Like the number of times where I was like Bialuskas and Winter, I was like, just hold on to the ball, man. You got to just rebound. For me, like there are just times in this game when you and I were sitting right next to each other and we're like, ooh, we just like switched off. And, we hit a big three and then all of a sudden they're just like kind of sleepwalking back. And then all of a sudden, oh, Ohio State just wide open three, drained. I'm like, no, like you need to take that effort and take advantage. And I usually give Boyd credit for that. Like, and he kind of pumps up the crowd, but sometimes like just focus on the game, focus on the play. Like we have to lock in when we have an opportunity to shut them down, right? Like every time you have a team, you have a time to like really bury a team. That's when you have to really lock in. And I feel like sometimes we just don't do it. We get too excited after a big shot, like get it together, keep it going because we're a better team than a lot of teams in the Big Ten. We have better players. And when we go up 10 points, we don't need to worry about it, but we need to lock in. And so they're just getting wide open shots. And defensively, again, like we just talked about this, way too many straight line drives, way too many like just opportunities that were just so easy for them. It just feels like it's easy for other teams to penetrate into the lane. And it seems like it's a murderous task for us. And that's frustrating because our defense is just that poor at times. I will say good flashes of defensive effort today. And I don't want to take away from that, but overall, like we just need to be better in situations like that.
I thought you said it really well after the game. We were walking out of the Kohl Center, it was me, you, and Justin, and you said, listen, some flashes I really like from some of the younger guys, but defensive consistency is just not good enough. I thought and Rob Jansen says below, consistency will be a problem all year. I thought you saw great flashes from Rapp defensively. There were a couple moments where Rapp was switched onto a guard. He was on Thornton once, and he was on forwards, and he was cutting him off. I thought this was Rapp's best defensive game too, but then there'd be another play where someone would just fall asleep. I'll say this, Boyd, I'm a little hard on Boyd sometimes, but it's because I think he should be a really good defender because he's fast, he's quick, he's long. He gets beat off the dribble too quickly. Janicki gets beat off the dribble too easily. Bialuskas falls asleep. Garlock, they wanted to play Garlock. Rajiv, they put him out there. They played him early. He played 2 minutes because you and I were sitting right next to each other. There was 2 straight defensive breakdowns from Will Garlock. He's just not ready, and it's not his
He
fault.
gave up a wide open dunk.
It's not his fault. Like, he's young, but defensive consistency, I think you said that really well. There's flashes where you can see it. They forced a shot clock violation. There were some really nice plays, but consistency over this course of 5 possessions, 6 possessions in a row, 8 possessions in a row, the Badgers just aren't there. And part of consistency is also cleaning up the glass. You don't finish the defense possession until you get the rebound.
Yeah, and what I want to add on that with like the consistency part is oftentimes we talk about how this team just isn't like good enough defensively. They just don't have good enough players. That's not their skill set. However, like the reason RAPP played well defensively today is because RAPP was making shots on the other end and he was pumped up. Like he was excited. He was by far the best player on the floor in the first half. And it's not close. He was dominating. We were yelling ISO RAPP, like just give him the ball, like let him do these things too. But so if he performs like that defensively in a game that he's that hot offensively, that means it's in there. You just has to get it out. Like we've got to be able to bring that energy defensively all the time. It's not easy. You know, anyone who's played sports knows that's very difficult. But that's the difference between a team that is like on the cusp of the NCAA tournament versus a team that could be a 3 or 4 seed and, you know, finishes the year with 4 Big Ten losses. Like that's the difference. It's being able to lock in like that. And like so I'm happy that RAPP performed like that, but now there's no reason he shouldn't always be performing at that with that energy, regardless if you're not making the shots. Like I think Winter today performed well. Like he performed, he had a lot of energy, even though he was missing his shots. If everyone needs to do that, no matter what's happening on the other side of the floor, you got to bring the freaking power defensively. You got to bring the energy.
Zach Badger said, RAPP went from those 2 bricks last game to drilling 5 today. Shooters got to be like corners, man. It's got to be a short memory. And I respect that. I respect the fact that he went kind of from 2 of the uglier misses I've seen to just banging shots today. So good on him. Listen, we talked a little bit about the defense things maybe we didn't love, but overall, you got to be happy with how January played out. Even with that USC game in there, this is a nice way to wrap up January. The Badgers are starting to gel. Point Mike brought up, Mike behind the mic, was you have that big 3, Winter, Blackwell, and Boyd. There's not many big 3s better in the Big Ten when they're all playing well. And they've been playing pretty well consistently together. So I love that we're closing out January with a win, man. Some momentum.
I mean, yeah, man, like all alone in 5th in the conference, 8-3. Like, yeah, the USC one would have been great to be 9-2 and be tied with Michigan State. But like, I mean, when we finished the non-conference season and we were like, ooh, we didn't really get that big win. We didn't beat Nova. You know, we didn't get that big one. And we weren't sure what we were going to get out of the Big Ten. 8-3 over the halfway point. Bro, I'm taking that every day of the week. Like, we have a tougher back half. But, I mean, even if we split the back half, let's say we just split for the next 9 games. We go 5-4. Like, if that's what happens, or even 4-5, you're still finishing with 12-8 record. Like that, you've put yourself in a good position to now make a run, to now see, are you good enough? Can you lock in strong enough to compete with the likes of the Michigans and stuff for the Big Ten title? And can you stay in that upper 5 or 6 teams, the upper third? And maybe we drop down a little bit, but I just feel like we're beginning to solidify ourselves as a tournament team. You're right. Set up January nicely. Now go into February and keep the momentum going.
Let's talk rotations for a second. Andrew Rohde out, undisclosed injury. Not sure if he'll be back for the next game. I don't know. I know it hasn't been put out there. Would you continue to start Janicki and bring BC off the bench? Do you like that move from Greg Gard?
So I had said at the top of the show that I wanted BC to start. I do. Then I had a lot of people in the comments, and I think it's fair to say you want to bring off the bench because he brings scoring off the bench. He brings that energy, which I can totally appreciate, and I understand that. I mean, I don't think Janicki needs to start. I'd rather have someone else like Kinzinger. I don't know. Like I just don't think Janicki needs to start right away because I feel like he has a little bit of there's obviously offensive, issues and he can't space the floor because he's not really a threat offensively. It's fine. Like I think I'm totally okay with BC coming off the bench for that reason of bringing that bench scoring. So that's fine with me. I would have started him, yes, but I understand why. I just feel like Janicki still has playing too many minutes. And I hate to be down on the guy, but I don't see the production, man.
Let me go 2 ways with this. I'll start with the BC part and then go to the Janicki part. I would start BC at this point. I just would. Zach Badger's a really good point. Who closes the game matters more. But I think you've had back-to-back games where you started really slowly. You've had multiple games recently where you started really slowly. And I don't think you do that if Carrington's in the game. I just think his energy with Boyd's energy, I think he spaces the floor better for those starters. He gives Winter more space. He allows that pick and roll more space because you have to cover more ground when Carrington's out there. Defense is leg off of Janicki, and they should. He's not shooting. So I want to get off to a better start. I don't think you necessarily need Braden Carrington's energy off the bench if you just have him in the game to start. Like, then you just have his energy to start with. I understand why Guard does it. Janicki's kind of the known quantity, but you can't keep starting this way. So I would start with BC.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, the Minnesota game, horrific start. Today, really bad start. We ended up picking it up because RAPP picked it up. But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there isn't a team in the conference. There isn't a single team in the conference that would give Braden Carrington a wide open three. Otherwise, that coach is like going crazy. Like, everyone is closing out on him as fast as they can because they know the dude can get hot. He is our most prolific, like, reliable three-point shooter. Blackwell certainly is shooting the ball really well too. But yeah, man, like, all day, I feel like I understand the bench argument. I certainly understand the starting argument. Tonight, when we walked in the stadium and we saw this starting lineup, we were like, oh, come on, put BC in there. Yeah, the starts are an issue, and that needs to be rectified quickly.
And Janicki had a couple nice defensive plays. Drew a charge, or drew an offensive foul on a pick and roll, kind of coming across that hard, had a nice drive to the rim. But I just continue to say this, and I don't want to come off as overly negative. You can't. 2 points is just not enough if you're playing 20 minutes. He had 0 points the game before. He had 2 points and 4 fouls today. It's just not productive enough. I mean, it's the truth of it. It just I'm not trying to be critical, and he makes some really nice IQ plays, but the production has to come up. And if it doesn't, I do think you have to start moving minutes around even more. I really do. I would give a couple to Kinzinger. I'd give more to. Why can't Carrington play 34? But why are we saying Carrington needs to be 25 to 29? I think the way he rebounds the ball, plays defense, and hits open threes.
I mean, dude, you're absolutely right about this. Like, he is, every time we talk about Carrington, it's like he's an athletic rebounder, right? Like, he's good on there. He's a super threat offensively, and he's our best on-ball defender. That, you're so right. That equals 35, 36 minutes a game. Like, that's what that is. That's the kind of minutes that Boyd and Blackwell get. That's the kind of minutes that a guy like Michael Flowers would get, who's a 3-and-D guy. Carrington's a 3-and-D guy. Yeah, I don't know. Right. All right, let's pause here. We do have to take one more quick break. Then we're getting your comments next, where we react to a bunch of your starred comments. Mike behind the mic, please tell him thank you as well in the comments. He's not always. Sometimes he takes some days off, which I get on him about. But he's consistently making this community better and this channel better. He's down there giving you the stink eye right now. I know. He's awesome. No, Mike behind the mic is phenomenal. So please say thank you to him in the chats as well. I want to take a quick second here, come back, get your comments next on Locked On Badgers. But first, a quick second for our friends of the show over at Mazda. Mazda moving the game forward. Today's player moving the game forward. I'm going Austin Rapp. And listen, I know John Blackwell was great today. Boyd had 20. Winter had a double-double. But I think Austin Rapp kind of saved us in the first half. And that's why he is absolutely the guy that's really moving the game forward for us today. That is a player that we've been counting on. We've been waiting to break out. He is a guy that raised the bar, put a little extra work in, dialed into every detail, especially in that first half, giving it that extra fire, that grit, and that never quit. I was so stoked to see it too. It's really cool to see somebody stay with it, not give up on themselves, keep grinding. And then when you see that bucket start to go in, it was phenomenal. Absolutely the player today for me. Mazda puts that same type of passion into every single model. They have what it takes to make it count, because there's more to every Mazda. Just like there's more to you, Mazda, move and be moved. Okay, let's get into starred comments here. We got a bunch of them. Part-time Mike from Mr. October. Let's start here. Rob Sorensen. The curse is broken. Rajiv, we've done Iowa, Oregon loss, Ohio State loss, Penn State loss. We did it. We did it, brother. We did it. You were there for Maryland. You saw that debacle. Like, it's great. And let me tell you something. There was when there was like 2 minutes left in the game, nobody was nervous in the Kohl Center except us and the people that were with us, because they're like, oh boy, this curse is not this is real. So yeah, it's nice to have that. Really good. got that curse broken. Now we can come to games and people don't have to give us crap for wanting to come to games. By the way, while you're looking for other comments, quick comment. Anyone in Madison, you want it? We're going to hang out. Come to Wando's. Honcho and Nick and those guys, they're all holding down the fort right now. We're going there after this, so come hang out if you want to.
Yeah, come hang out for sure. Just Rajiv, I'll give you this one. Will Hanna, one game does not make a breakout. How many did he score in the second half? Let's see what he does in games to come.
It's confidence for me. Like, he's a shooter, and as you have always said, water finds its level. And I think that that's going to happen. So I'm fine with, like, even Billy Oskis's game against Michigan, even though he doesn't do that every game. If he has an open three, I want him to take it because I know it's in him. And like we talked about with the defense, it's in him. Yes, he has to be more consistent. Yes, he has to do this again. But I'd rather have a guy that has some confidence and is going to take that open three, because guess what? Last game, he didn't have that confidence, which is why he stopped shooting, because it looked awful and it was not going in. Mm-hmm. But the more shooters make shots, the more confident they get. The more confident they get, the more shots they make because they shoot the ball better. So I'm all for it.
Love it. Doc says, nice to see an inside game today. Paint points are huge, which opens up the perimeter. I love that comment from Doc. I'll tell you, sitting next to Rajiv, I think that the loudest he might have cheered all game, there was a beautiful Nolan Winter post move, and he stood up and he screamed and he said, yeah, dude, it was phenomenal. He was so excited, and I was so excited for him to see him in that moment. No, I agree. I thought Blackwell did a really good job getting into the paint. I thought Austin Rapp and Blialuskis run the floor pretty well. They both got good position a couple times. Nolan Winter did on Nick Boyd, kind of fast break attempt. Carrington had a really nice drive, get fouled. He's taking advantage of people closing out on him too hard. So, yeah, it was a really nice offensive game in the paint, and that opens up balance for this offense. So
I do want to add to that by saying, like, another thing watching it in person just made me realize is that our pick and roll offense sometimes is just so lacking. Like, we need to be able to utilize the fact that teams are attacking and controlling Nick Boyd's left hand, then force him to screen him so he has to go left, and they're going to switch on him, and then you've got to roll that. You've got to roll that big, and Nolan Winter needs to roll hard to the basket, and the guard needs to pass. We got to have more of a two-man game, because our guards are very lethal, especially Nick Boyd, which means you're going to have that pick and roll is going to work because people have to respect that drive. So, like, we need to use it more. That will open up more of the points as well, like the paint points as well. It's good. Like, it worked a little bit tonight. It needs to work more. Nolan Winter had a huge one in the second half. Great hard roll. Boyd found him, and it was a dunk. Like, do more of that. So, yes, the inside game is getting better, but we need to keep going.
I will say this, and I don't fully disagree with you, by the way. I do think our bigs in general don't always roll hard. I think our guards don't always hit them. You're going to stop rolling hard if you don't get passes. We scored 92 tonight, too.
Yeah.
Like, do we get too critical of this offense at times?
Well,
I think so.
You're right.
I think so.
You're right. And we weren't even like super duper efficient, and we still had 92 points. You're absolutely right. But also, like, we're not good defensively, and we need to be able to score a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree. Chad, still wish we were seeing Kinzinger playing. Rajiv burned his red shirt for 3 games.
I mean, I know how you feel about this. We know how I feel about this. I think most Badger fans feel this way. I'm sorry, Greg Gard. You need to put him in there and play him. Like, he can bring something. Like, he's a good shooter. He's a great heady player. He can handle the ball. He knows how to play defense. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but you want to develop this player. Jack Janicki has a ceiling, and I don't think it's very much higher than where he is right now. I'm sorry. Like, that, there's a ceiling to where you're going to go. He's reliable for you, and he's a defender, but I think you got to put Kinzinger out there and give him some real minutes. There's no reason that he does not need minutes. When Rhodey goes down, and when you lost some players, we had 7-man rotation tonight because Garlick only played 2 minutes. Only 7 guys really played anything. Give Kinzinger a look, please.
I 100% agree. Now, full disclosure, we obviously don't see what happens in practice. Maybe there's something specific going on. Outside of that, though, outside of he's been late or he's not doing what they need to do culture-wise, you have to develop your players for the future, because if somebody else goes down, you might need Kins, and then you're going to wish you played him 5 minutes a game. The other thing I'll say is the wheels won't fall off if you put him in for 2 or 3 minute spurts a couple times a game. I think he's a heady player, and I think you're going to benefit if you play him. I will say this. I do believe we're trending towards you have 5 years to play 5. So I don't know if the burned red shirt is going to be such a big deal. But I would still play him because you got to develop talent. Talent needs reps. It's as
For
simple as
sure.
that.
I'm going to put up one for you here. A good question from Sammy H. He says, anybody else think Hayden has more of upside than Janicki? What are your thoughts on Jones? Do you feel like Hayden Jones should be getting some more minutes right at this point?
I don't. And it's interesting because maybe that's a contradictory point to what I just made with Kins. You have to play young guys. But I think Kins is more ready. I think Hayden's still a little loose with the dribble. I think his decision-making, his turnovers per 40 is pretty high. And I think you see that in games. Do I think he has more ultimate upside than Janicki? I do. I think he's more of a playmaker. He's got size to be kind of a jumbo lead guard that can shoot. So I like the future there, but I don't think he needs to be playing right now. But I do like the future there. I do think he has more upside than Janicki.
Yeah, I like him. I agree. The upside's definitely there.
Nick Hitchens, the good friend of the show. Can we get a game ball for the balanced office? At one point, Rajiv and I were talking about this. Actually, I think this was your turn, Rajiv, for this question. But we looked up at the Jumbotron, and it's 10 points, 18 points, 20 points, 19 points. This is what happens when you have a team full of guys. And this is at the beginning of the year, we said this team is going to put some people in the blender because they got a bunch of dudes who can shoot and pass. And you're going to have balance. You're going to have floor stretchers everywhere. You're going to have guys getting in the paint. Today is kind of the idea, the visualization on the court of what we thought this could be before the season. And I thought the balanced offense was great. It's hard for people to defend that. You can't load up on anybody. This was great. I didn't think there were very many bad shots really from anybody, Rajiv. I don't know if you saw. I mean, a couple here and there, but
no, there were. I mean, I remember off the top of my head, it was 1-3 from Blackwell.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I remember there are multiple times where we were like, "Oh, good shot. That's a good shot. Oh, that's another good shot." Yeah, I mean, 5 guys in double figures. Good comment from Nick here. Totally balanced offense, absolute game ball. Like, and everybody contributed. Like, everyone did their part, and that's why you can walk away with a solid 10-point victory at home against a good team, against a team that's like, a quad. This is a quad 2 win, but it's like if we were at their place, it would have been a quad 1 win. So yeah, no, I think like it's good, and this needs to happen more often. And when we get these kind of performances, we're going to see some more victories.
Any last thoughts? I mean, we're at 30 minutes, and there's people that are drinking in Madison that we want to go join. We also would like to be drinking in Madison, so we're going to go do that in a second. Last thoughts, Rajiv. This game, maybe what's coming up in February, where this team is at right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's we've got a real chance to make something happen with this season. We're 8-3 in conference. We need to just keep going with this. We've got Illinois, Michigan State coming up, and I think that's not the right order, but we've got really tough games, a lot of quad 1 opportunities. This is when you can impress the committee. This is when you can climb up and become at the end of February, we can be a 3 seed, a 4 seed. Like, this is the month to really prove that. But if everyone could just bring the effort, like, I know that's hard to do, but man, it's there. What you saw at parts, and we can pick apart top points in the last 3-4 games. If we can bring that all together, we are a really good team, and we can really be special. The last thing, I mean, amazing seeing everybody last night. I just can't say thanks enough to everyone who was there, and it's so fun to just chat Badgers with everybody, and yeah, so good. A special thank you to Nick and Tracy, who gave my soon-to-be new baby a hat and an outfit, Badger stuff. So just, yeah, like so much, thanks to everybody, and a lot of fun today.
Yeah, the community is absolutely awesome. Usually that's the only thing that's good about these meetups. Now we have a win too. I don't know like how I'm going to contain myself with a win and the community. I do want to say there's a bit of as fans, we get pretty reactionary, and coaches tend to be more consistent, right? So I think there is a bit of a lesson in there. There are a lot of people that had said, stop playing RAPP. You got to bench RAPP for the rest of the year. This is a reason why you sometimes stick with players, because probably what they're seeing in practice is him hitting shots. Probably what they're seeing in practice is what they saw from him in film last year. And there might be some of that with Kins and Janicki as well, right? Where they're seeing consistent things in practice that maybe we're not seeing quite as much. So I think Greg Gard has earned an element of trust, I guess is what I'm saying here. And I think he's done a really good job with this team in January. These pieces are melding together. It's not always easy to do that. And yeah, it's a great finish to January, man. It's a great finish to January. Because we're going to go to Wando's, Rajiv, on Wisconsin. They get the win. Excellent January for the Badgers, and we will definitely talk to you guys tomorrow.